Back to school is busy enough. The last thing you need is shopping that makes it harder. Whether you're moving into a dorm, your first apartment, or just getting organized for the semester, Wayfair makes it easy to get everything you need in one place. Furniture, bedding, storage, decor, study essentials, all at prices you'll love, with fast shipping before move-in day. Get everything you need for back-to-school season. Shop Wayfair.com today.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Hello and welcome to 360 Gamercast, episode 787 for Tuesday, the 21st of July, 2026. I'm your host, Mark Webb, Gamertag, Pearson ID, Steam ID, Webby 360G, and joining me today is...
It's not coming home, it's Nick.
And Sensei Switch as per.
How's it going, guys? I'm sad about the football, but, you know, it is what it is, unfortunately.
It's to be expected with England, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. So now we're recording during the Spain and Argentina game, so it's all good.
Hasn't started yet, though, has it?
I think it starts. Does it start in 20 minutes?
Yeah, it starts at 8.
Yeah, so that's all good. So yeah, all is good in the world, apart from the football world, gaming world. We're all doing well. Apart from, as I said in the if you listen on Twitch, you get all the pre-show chats. So we were discussing Peebs is at Tomorrowland. I think it's in Belgium, so he's not here. Graham's not here because he's not feeling too good. So yeah, so you've got us free to listen to this week, which is all good. I've been playing plenty of games this week, which is good. I don't know about these two, but I'm sure we'll find out in a minute. And there's been quite a bit of news as well. But I have to say, though, guys, I found less news to moan about this week. So I think the moaning's going to be toned down a little bit from me, which is probably good. So yeah. Anyway, before we start getting into it, I want to say a big thank you to Brooksy, Bubba Shaft, Dazpoz, Dougster, obviously Nick's here. What to say? Cutty, Dazpoz, Dougster, yeah, for being in the Twitch and saying hello, etc., etc. You're all awesome. All is good in the hood. Cool. Right, so we get into it. Let's talk about some games we've been playing this week. I'm going to start because I've probably played more than you guys. I want to just give a big shout out to Darkest Frost in the community. I had a couple of really good gaming sessions with him this week. And we played quite a few games together. Some good co-op games, one shit co-op game as well, which I'll talk about. But I want to talk about one of the best co-op experiences I've had in quite a while. I did talk about it last week, but we finally finished it now. Well, the first level anyway. The first level took us about between 8 and 9 hours. They've added a second level now. It's called RV There Yet. So,
next,
mate, it is so good. You need to play this game. It is the best co-op experience I've had, as I said, in a long time. Now, if you're not a Patreon, you wouldn't have heard me talking about it last week, so I'll fill you in a little bit. RV There Yet is on Game Pass. It's been on PC for quite a while now. It's a co-op game up to 4 players where you're these miniature kind of guys with a giant RV. So the premise is you've been camping and you just need to get home, but the road to the highway is closed. So then you got to take the detour. And it is like 8 to 9 hours of pure puzzles, getting your RV over some wacky places. It is absolutely insanely fun because it's just so well done, because you're managing the RV has health and you can fix it by collecting. So basically there's a few things in the RV. There's loads of tools. So you've got a hammer, which fixes the the outside and inside of the RV. You've got your wheel gun to stop your wheels from falling off. And then there's loads of checkpoints dotted throughout the world as well. And then then most of those checkpoints, it's a garage. And there's like on one of those fire gas things. I forget the name of it, like a gun, and that fixes the underneath of it as well. Because basically, if you lose the health of the RV, you go back to the last checkpoint and start again from that checkpoint. If all of you die, you have to restart from the last checkpoint. But the good thing is, if one of you does die, you can respawn your teammates at the next checkpoint, which is handy. There's winch on the front and the rear of the RV as well, so you can attach it to different like trees, or you can have like metal poles that you can collect and put in the ground. You've got a flippertron to flip over your RV. You've got a jack. There's all sorts of things. And it basically starts off in like a green type area. Then as you're moving along the different areas, you like it goes wacky. You go through swamps. You're going through deserts. You're going through a mine where there's lava, and it's all getting over and around these obstacles using the tools with your RV. The thing that makes it even more crazy is when you're driving the RV, because you're so small, it's really you don't really get a lot of view over the dash. So you really need your teammates to help direct you in a lot of occasions. I was playing it with a mouse and keyboard, and that was handy because it actually has proper gears, and you have to press Q on the keyboard to press the clutch in, and then you actually move the mouse like as a gear stick, like first, second, third, and fourth. I'm not sure how that works on a controller. I know it does work on a controller because Frosty was telling me, but I played it all on a keyboard. We took us about 4 different play sessions to finish it. And a few times we ended our play sessions because we failed. We kept on failing and having to go back to the checkpoint multiple times. And it was one of those things where, you know what, we'll come back to it, in a few days, because, when you're getting frustrated, you just start rushing. So you kind of like need that kind of breather, I think, sometimes in games, just to calm down and then do it again. But the terrain you have to get across sometimes is really difficult, and you're looking at it like, how the hell am I going to get the RV to this area through this? And it does take a little bit of deducing and a bit of planning, but we did it, and we were really like, it was one of those games that it's a bit like when you finish a Dark Souls or something. It's like once you finish it, you're like, oh my god, I can't believe we actually finished that. It was so epic because it was so hard at times, so it feels really rewarding. Like, even to get to another checkpoint, it feels rewarding in most cases because we'd get to a checkpoint and we'd stand there and be like, oh my god, I can't believe we actually managed to do that. That's absolutely insane. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. We're definitely going to go through and do the second level at some point. But we both said it would probably be better / more fun with an extra player or two, because it is a 4-player co-op game at heart, really. And obviously we went through the whole thing as just the 2 of us. Just having some extra people for helping just figure out how to get through stuff and to help like with the winching or driving or anything with the RV just would be helpful. But it's one of those games that I think really gives a good shout out to Game Pass for me, because it's one of those games that I've had an eye on Steam for quite a while, because it's been out, as I say, on Steam for quite a while, but I've always known that it's a game you need to play with people. And I'd said to Frosty, I said, I'm sick and tired of buying co-op games to then not play them because no one else is around to play them. Whereas obviously with Game Pass, we both had it as part of our subscription. So we were like, oh, it's on Game Pass. Let's just play it. Yeah, so it gets rid of that that little barrier, if that makes sense. So that's, I think, is really good. I mean, I probably would have bought this on Steam before if a few people had said, "Oh, Webby, you know, do you fancy playing it?" But it is what it is with our age and what people are like now, you know. And as was said before before I hit record, like, it's so hard now to get people online at all, let alone at the same time these days, because everyone's busy, family, kids and all that, you know. It's not like the glory days of Xbox 360 where you just turn on your Xbox and, you know, like 8 people, you know, are already online in a party for you to join, all playing COD or whatever. You know, it's really hard. Like, even, you know, I found planning gamer nights on Discord very frustrating because no one fucking turns up, you know. So, you know, it's nice that Frosty's quite, you know, he's always quite free on an evening, and he's like my co-op buddy in a lot of these weird and wacky games. So this was one of the co-op games that we played this week, and we actually finished another one this week as well, but this was the first one we finished. And, well, for that level anyway, as I say, we're going to go and play the snow one, which is only was added in the last 3 or 4 weeks. So, yeah, highly recommend RV there. Yeah, if you've got friends to play it with, it does not disappoint. It's absolutely hilarious. And you can go through the whole game smoking a cigarette as well, which is even more funny. So, you know, crack on and give it a go. It is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Not one to be missed, I will say. So, there's that. Awesome. Over to Nick.
Yeah, I've been, I started, was it 007 James Bond? Was it First Light? Is that what it's called?
Flashlight.
Yeah.
Flashlight? No, I don't think it's called Flashlight. Yeah. That might be. That's something else we were talking about. Yeah, I think I've played maybe 5 or 6 hours. I'm on to chapter 4. So I'm there, like, all the pirate ships and stuff like that. Yeah. And I mean, did you start this, Webby, and you haven't finished it yet, have you?
Yeah, so I got to I think we might be on the same level. It's like a pirate ship place in the desert.
Yeah, that's what I'm on.
Yeah, so that's the level I just finished, and I'm on the one after that, but I've not played it for a week or so.
Yeah, I think I'm right near the end of that level, I think. But yeah, I mean, I'm enjoying it so far. I don't really play the Hitman games. The last one I played was Abyssus on the 360, which I liked because it had like the sexy latex nuns. That's all I remember from that game.
Why does that not surprise me?
Yeah, but that's just really, like, I don't really do stealth. I tend to just like go in all guns blazing all the time, and I think you kind of got to be stealthy because there's a few bits, which a bit I just did today, which irritated me. I bet you can remember it when you got on the boat at the end of this level and you kept like hitting the tripwires.
Oh my god, that bit! Yes, I know exactly. You have to figure out the route to avoid them, or you can disarm them. Yeah.
To be fair, that probably took me too many tries to work out. You actually had to turn the sprinklers on.
Oh, yeah.
To get I was like, now I see it. But after that wasn't too bad. But the thing is, though, because I was thinking, well, what do I do? I can't see anything. And I was looking up, and you could, like, for no reason, you could use your watch, because you get a little watch that does things like stuns people and things like that, and override stuff, and you could make like these plant pots fall down.
Yeah.
So I was making I thought, I know what I'm doing. I'll make the plant pots fall down, so that'll trip the thing, so it don't hit me. But it wasn't doing anything. So I was like, well, why are they even there?
Yeah.
I couldn't see why they were there, but eventually I got into. I mean, I don't really know, because obviously this is the Hitman people, and I haven't really ran into much wokeness so far.
No.
So I heard this is. It's because I keep hearing online people are going mad saying it's really woke, the same as like movies and stuff like that. And when I actually either play it or watch it, I'm like, oh, it's not that bad. I haven't really seen it.
I don't think it's as bad as it's been made out, to be honest. But obviously, James Bond doesn't look as gruff as he's portrayed in the movies. That's been something that people. Yeah, I know. So I'm just saying what I've read online. I'm not saying that I agree with it or not. You know, I'm just saying what I've seen. The other thing is obviously gender swapping and race swapping of main characters from the books and films. is what people have been complaining about as well. So, and that's it really. Like the story, I think is pretty well done from what I've played so far. It's quite interesting. Yeah,
that's the best bit.
Yeah,
I keep thinking, this would be so much better if it was an Uncharted game.
Well, it's
kind
of like one already, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, the graphics are pretty good. The voice acting is really good, like superb and stuff like that. And that's just like when I'm trying to do stuff. Touch wood, I haven't had to Google, like, because I got lost yet. But it's just like, oh, come on, stop it. Because, like, the level we were on where you had to, like, get all the money.
Oh,
like, okay.
Yeah.
Which one have I got to do to get the money? Oh, I've got to do all of them. I'm like, oh. Plus, that was one of those things that you use your watch, and you always seem to run out of the stuff that you're using it with, and that is a little bit clunky, not overly clunky, but.
Well, then you just walk around and pick up the jars and things off tables to fill it up. It's a really weird system, isn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of like Alan Wake, the first one where you're just constantly running out of batteries.
Yeah,
keep finding the batteries. Yeah. It's like that, and you just think, oh. But a few of them, I'm like, oh, I did really well. I did stealth at that part, and I went round there, and I went round there, and I got right up to the little bit, and then I'm about to, like, take down the guy, and for some reason I messed it up, and then I just alert everyone right at the final door. And the fighting, like everything, it's a good all-rounder, but nothing seems to be, like, outstanding, if you know what I mean. It's like the fighting is just okay. The driving is just okay. I think. Well,
you don't even need to steer the cars.
Apparently, I haven't seen.
I actually tried it. I actually tried it on 2 missions. I just held down the right trigger, and it steered for me, and I got to the end. I was like, oh, okay, it's a bit pointless, but yeah, it's true. But yeah.
But it's weird. Like I said, I'm enjoying the story and the thing, and the rest. I mean, Bond has already been doing that in the last few movies, especially with the Daniel Craig one, because I think Dame Judi Dench was like M, so we've already had a woman M. I think Moneypenny was black in the last Bond movies and stuff like that. So. It's just weird because he keeps doing his little Bond quips, and most of the women just keep turning him down. I'm like, that's not James Bond.
Oh, it's a new era, mate, with girl bosses and stuff, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen many girl bosses yet. It's kind of weird that they've decided to have, which happens in the first mission. Basically, he gets a big scar down the front of his face.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, how could you be a secret agent and blend in with a massive scar on your face? You'd remember if you saw someone with a massive scar down your face, wouldn't you?
It's like a tell.
Yeah, it's kind of that. And then I'm thinking too much into it because there's an old James Bond character which had a big scar down his face. So I'm thinking, oh, are they leaning into that? Is he actually not James Bond? Is he someone else? Or am I overthinking it?
You're probably overthinking it, mate. Yeah. Come on. You're giving him a bit too much credit here.
Well, you never know.
But no, I mean, it's a decent game. I wouldn't go out of the way and say, oh, it's the best thing ever. It's amazing. You know, if someone was to say to me, oh, you know, would you recommend it? I'd say, yeah, but when it's on sale, you know, 20 quid.
I mean, I know we don't normally do numbers, but it's a good, just above, like a good 6 or 7 out of 10, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, nothing like game of the year thing, but.
Yeah. But no, it's just all right, I think. I mean, it's not. I found like with Hitman, you had to do a little bit more exploration than you do on this, because like all you got to do is click the watch button, and you just know where to go and what to do, because it brings up the little green circles on where your next objective and stuff is, you know. So it just makes it just really easy.
Yeah, but I want that.
I know you do, but it's just like, well, I'm just getting funneled through.
If this had a mini map, it'd be even better.
Well, that's for people that don't want to explore, I guess. But yeah, I think that's why I haven't really played it in the last week or two. It's just because I just think it's an average game. It's not grabbing me. So, but I'm not going to say it's shit by any means, because it's got a cool story. But I'm just finding the gameplay system just a bit too simple, to be honest. So it's just not. It's not pulling me in.
I want the story, and the gameplay is just slowing me down a bit.
Yeah. So, but no, it's an all right game, mate. I think you'll
try and finish it this week if I get time.
Yeah, I'm not actually quite sure how long it is, to be honest.
It's about 12 hours, maybe.
Right, okay. Well, let me know how you get on, because I don't think I'll have it finished this week. I probably won't even put it on. Cool. Lovely. Cheers, Nick. Fantastic. Darren, over to you.
I'd say probably the main thing I've been playing this week has been NTE's latest update, which I think is like patch 3.1.2, I think it is officially, or something, but it's known as like 999 Nights. Nothing to do with, obviously, the classic 99 Nights Xbox 360 game.
So what's the expansion called?
Back in the day. I think it's just called 999 Nights.
Right, okay. Okay.
So the last one was Dreamwalk Corridor, which was what I think patch 1.1. And this update introduces you. Well, I wouldn't say introduces you. You've seen the two characters before briefly in sort of like background sort of things, or the advertisement of the game originally.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them you met in the previous patch. And you meet the two new characters, Shinku and Iori, and you basically play a board game.
How bizarre.
But because the board game is like an anomaly, which is like a magical being, it transports you into the board game. And the actual game itself that you're playing is almost like a full-blown RPG.
That's so cool.
Where all four of you get transported, because you're going with Mint, who's basically the other character, because the other two characters are in her division from work. So it's basically like a bonding exercise to try and get to know everyone. And you basically end up in this strange world. You go to the first village, you meet the occupants of the village, you go on the quest board to get missions. Each of your four characters has been signed a class except one of them,
right?
Which is my only gripe. I can understand why they did it storyline-wise.
Yeah.
But one of your classes, or one of your characters, doesn't have a class, which means they don't get any gear drops.
Oh, right.
Which means you virtually never use them, because they haven't got any good buffs or anything.
How bizarre.
So you'll basically, you'll do quests, you'll get gear. The gear has rarities, just like it does in any RPG. You've got gear for like mage, barbarian, swordsman. And obviously later on, the other class that does eventually get given to the fourth character just before the last boss of the fucking expansion. It's got, like I say, they put a lot into this. I must have played it for around 12 hours, 10 to 12 hours.
Just this? Wow, that's pretty mad.
Just that, yeah. So there's the main little village area, which is seminally open before you get to it. Plus, you can keep going back there to get all these side missions off of the denizens and stuff. Then once you leave the village, it puts you into an overworld map.
Yeah.
You know, the typical Expedition 33 where your little character's running along and everything's kind of zoomed out a bit. And there's different things you can pick up and interact with on there. There's like a chess game. There's a jumping puzzle, which I did first time. There's another harder version later on in the map, which I passed. I just went doing that. And then there's obviously various other things you can interact with, but also dotted around on the map are 4 dungeons that you need to run.
All right, cool.
And obviously you'll go through the dungeons, you'll light bonfires in the dungeons to rest at, to get your health back, or to appraise your drops, because sometimes like purple drops and above will basically have like mystery stats. So you need to basically uncover the stats by rolling dice.
Okay.
And then depending obviously on what you've rolled, you get better stats on the gear itself. There's like 3 or 4 different rarities of the gear as well, and obviously it's all tied to the classes. There's another currency you can pick up as well in there called like buttons. So the other cool sort of interesting thing is you use the button currency to buy the outfits from the fantasy game that you can permanently have on your characters in the main game.
Okay.
So there's like at least 2 to 3 different outfits you can get for each of the classes.
Nice.
That you can then purchase with the buttons and everything. But it's like I just say that the mode's really well done. There's weird tongue-in-cheek references. I went back and found a villager who's in a time machine, and his name was Martin McFly, and he'd come from the past to try and avert some disaster or something.
Brilliant.
So, yeah, exactly. So they're all having a little bit of fun with it, whether or not that was purposefully or whether that was the English localizers having a little bit of a joke with it. As you sometimes find out, like it might not be translated that way in other versions.
Right, okay.
But yeah, I just really enjoyed it. It's just like a completely fun, weird mode that is like its own game within a game. And then they released another thing in this week, which was unlocked, which is kind of like a 1-on-5 hide and seek simulator in a haunted school.
Oh, right, okay.
Where basically a load of you will run off and hide as random objects, and then like someone's got to come and find you. It seems to be like a game of the moment, like that kind of hide and seeky type of thing. I haven't done that. That's PvP. For that, and I think it all mainly takes place in first person.
Okay.
But yeah, when you finish the expansion, it obviously wraps up the story, but you can constantly go back into this mode whenever you want to mop up side missions that you haven't done or explore further. You can also unlock higher difficulties because you're level capped when you first run through it.
Right.
So obviously you then bump up the difficulty. Everything is open, thankfully, so you don't have to redo everything. Some of the levels actually have new parts to them in the dungeons that open up on the second playthroughs.
Right.
Which were blocked before, which leads you down different routes to other bosses and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's 3. I'm guessing the cap, it might be around 70 or something, maybe on the second difficulty, and then like you can hit 99 on the last one, or 100 or whatever it is. I'm not entirely too sure. But there's a ton of challenges you can do from getting through it that give you buttons or the analyth currency in the game for rolling on the characters, etc., etc.
Okay, cool.
It was really well done. It served as a nice little kind of distraction from obviously the main storyline of kind of what's going on with the Scarlet Letter and stuff, which has been like from the end of the original release up until this point, which apparently is coming to a head in the next update.
Nice.
So it's going to be interesting to see where they're going, because when we first played it, I said to you, there's an island just off the southeast of the map with like a fun fair on it.
Yeah.
Almost looks like a Disney castle kind of area. And everyone's like, that's going to be the next area of the game that's coming. No, that's still not available. So obviously in the first patch, it was like another island that wasn't even on the screen that you could see, which was completely off to one of the bottom left area, I think. And now you've obviously got this where it transports you into a big old world with an over map and multiple dungeons you can go through.
Okay.
And things. But again, like for a free to play, it's quite unbelievable.
There's a lot of content there, yeah. Hell of a lot of content.
I mean, some people might get sort of sidetracked by like all of the side missions in the main game when you first boot it up and you get all those little blue exclamation marks all over the map. Just like do a couple of them, then do the main stories, and then when you haven't got any main story to do, then go off, I'd suggest, and do like the side missiony stuff. That way you're not sort of going to get as bored with them or kind of feel like you're constantly doing the side mission stuff. But that's obviously on top of like the Mahjong tournaments you can do and like the Tetris tournaments.
Right.
Street racing, isn't there? Obviously, you've got deliveries, fishing, all sorts of other bits and bobs. Like I say, there's always like events and things going on it at the moment.
That's cool, man. I didn't think, as I said, I think I said last week, I'm so surprised you got into this so heavily, because I remember before it came out, you were sad that it's obviously a free to play and it will die at some point. So I wasn't expecting you to get into it as heavily as you have.
It's because it's just really well made.
Yeah.
And I just love the way as well that with all the characters and stuff in the game, you just randomly bump into them out in the open world as well.
Yeah.
Like as though they're going around and doing their stuff. Like you might be like in the park, and all of a sudden you're like, I can hear someone singing. What's going on? And then like the Sakiri, the little girl who rides, basically hangs around with that big black sort of like blob demon thing,
right,
that keeps eating everything. She'll be like singing and riding on the back of it, just going along in the background, and you can go over and talk to her and stuff, and that completes like a challenge of talking to her in the open world and having a milling about.
Yeah.
Or you'll see characters out like in shops buying stuff.
Yeah.
And things, and it makes it all just feel very lived in and like less stilted and like just scripted.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure.
There is actually another game that looks really good that's came to my attention, and I was mainly sort of caught out by it because of the aesthetic. Cool. I think it's called Silver Palace.
Never heard of it.
That's coming out soon. I think it's like open beta on PC and Android at some point, but then it's coming to a bunch of things a bit later on. But basically, the whole aesthetic to that is steampunk.
Oh, right. And
it looks really well done, steampunk as well. Again, another one of these, like, why do you have to make these? Why can't you make these games and then like actually have an end of service plan for them or something?
Yeah.
Because you'll get more people to spend money on it. If they know the game was going to carry on afterwards, you would get more people that would be like, you know what, I'm going to spend the tenner on something for that.
Yeah.
Or buy an outfit for it for microtransaction currency.
Yeah.
Because you know you'll always have access to it, rather than like, it's just going to be about for a year, 2 years, and then it's going to vanish.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And it's that aspect that pisses me off, the fact that something so well made just gets erased because it's of the way it was designed.
Yeah.
We will see when Genshin goes, to see if Genshin puts anything in to allow people to access and play it. Obviously, yeah, no one's stupid. They're not going to think, I can carry on doing the multiplayer aspects of the game.
Yeah.
Once it gets put into service, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Just allowing you to at least go through the world, do some missions and other side quests with the characters and stuff you've earned and paid for.
Yeah.
Jolly good. But yeah, so far all the characters they've added have been really interesting, and the one they're adding in the next patch I think is going to be a lot of people's most requested and wanted character. I don't really want to say anything about it because unless you complete the story of the original thing, you won't have a clue who it might be, and I don't want to ruin it.
Yeah. Cool, man.
So, yeah.
Cheers for that. That's fantastic. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
No worries.
Lovely.
Yeah, well, I was like literally sitting there thinking, right, if I can get all of this done to this week, then I don't have. I can like literally go and put my time into something else.
Yeah.
Like, and just log in and do the daily stuff and side quests, and every now and again just go into a dungeon and grind up my characters to try and boost their levels and get some better gear.
Yeah.
On the side.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Sounds good. Right, I'm going to talk about two games because the first game I'm not going to give much time at all because me and Frosty, was one of our co-op games that we played on Game Pass. Thought we'd try it out, and it is absolute dog shit. So I'm going to mention it. It's called Abyssus. It's a first-person shooter, but it's a roguelike. But
this looked quite good. Is this the one like that's tied in with Cthulhu?
Well, there was nothing Cthulhu in it, mate, that I could see. It's like set like under the sea or something, from what we could tell.
Yeah,
and you're in.
Oh, maybe not that one then.
No, there's no.
I know there is one that's sort of Cthulhu-y, sort of extraction shooter-y.
No, it's not. It's basically there's a hub zone where you can upgrade your weapons and your dude and that. But obviously, because we started it, that we couldn't upgrade, and it's basically one of those games where you're gonna die, go back to your hub world, level up, and go in again for another random run. So it's like one of them random run ones. And when we were just like, the shooting feels a bit off and floaty. It's literally like corridor room, kill things, corridor room, kill things. And it was just a bit. So yeah, we played one level. Well, we played it until we died, and we were like, yeah, that's enough. We don't want to play this anymore. So, and again, it's a good thing it was on Game Pass, because if I'd bought this, I'd have been really pissed off, to be honest. So
it's called The Mound, the one I thought it might be.
Okay.
I know there's like a few of them out around the same sort of time.
Yeah. So that's all I'm going to say. If you want to check out Abyssus, be warned, it's gank. So there's that. But then we stopped playing that, and then we went to play, and we finished it in one go, Marvel Cosmic Invasion, which is a side-scroller.
I have this.
Yeah, side-scrolling, kind of a beat-em-up type game. Yeah, a bit like... It's made by Dotemu. I think they did the Turtles one, the last Turtles one on console. I'm going to say, like, we had fun with this, but the Turtles game is way better. Better characters, better combat. Like, you don't get a lot of character choice on this, but you do unlock more characters to play as you progress through the story. But there's also characters that you can't select in the character selection unless you pay for them, which I was a bit like, meh, nah, I'm not doing that. And there was some Marvel characters in there I'd never heard of, and I can't remember the names of them now, but I was like, who's that? Who's that? I don't know. And then it was like, instead of the Hulk, they had fucking She-Hulk. Like, who wants to play as fucking She-Hulk, for fuck's sake? Come on.
No, she, like, to be honest, She-Hulk is a fucking great character. They just kind of really fucked her up in that Disney version.
Yeah.
That they did recently. Like, she's a cool, fun character. Like, no one ever had an issue with She-Hulk back in the day. Like, she's been around since, like, the 70s or 80s.
Well, I never heard of her because I don't read comic books. But, yeah, the game is fun, but if I had the choice of buying either this or the Turtles one, I would definitely buy Turtles. But again, it's on Game Pass, 4-player co-op, and it's just fun, just chatting shit and beating the shit out of enemies and bosses. And like, I'm not really a big Marvel fan anyway, so I'm not biased. Well, maybe a bit biased because I love Turtles, so yeah, maybe there's some bias in there. But like, a lot of the characters you play as, I did not recognise at all, and a lot of the bosses, I was like, "Who's that? Who's that? I don't know who that." So it was just kind of one of those fun games just to rip through with someone, just to get through through to the end. But yeah, it was a fun slog though, to be honest. So I'll say if you've got Game Pass, definitely check it out. I don't think it's very expensive to actually buy either anyway. But
no, I think I paid about 20 quid for a physical.
Yeah, but it's one of those where I wouldn't want to play it on my own. It's definitely one of those games that's more fun with friends, shall we say. So, but yeah, it was good. So yeah, it's a couple of Game Pass games that we've played this week, which have been pretty cool.
So you're not looking forward to Marvel Top-On then? Or is that
No, I'm not interested in that at all, mate. It's not really my thing. But I'm excited that people are excited.
Looking forward to that?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Top-On Fighting Souls, I think that's what it's called, isn't it?
The Arc System Works Marvel fighting game that is coming out. I think it's out next month.
Wow.
No, I can't remember seeing this has been announced, to be honest.
Oh. So to answer your question, Darren, really he's not interested.
I don't know what it is, mate.
I know, like, Nick's into his fighting games, old school fighting games and all that. So.
Yes, but this isn't old school. This is new school. I've only just started playing Street Fighter V. That's how old school I am.
5 or 6?
5?
Oh, my goodness.
And I don't like it. I prefer to go back and play Street Fighter 03 on the Saturn.
Oh, the Zero games were fantastic. I'm surprised they didn't kind of or alphas or whatever you want to call them. I'm surprised they haven't gone back to that series, to be fair.
Yeah, so anyway, apart from that, the other game I'm just going to briefly mention before I let Nick talk again is another Game Pass game that took me by surprise, that came out this week and I actually am enjoying. And that game is Pro Bowling 2026. It's actually based on the real world Pro Bowling. And it has a guy with massive hair on the front cover, which is pretty funny. But the game itself, I actually find quite fun. Like, playing it with the controller, like, you move your guy and then you can choose the line on the alley to do. So you could, like, stand on the left and aim to the right, but then you can add curve on the ball with the left stick while you throw it with your right stick. You know, you pull it back and push it forward within this light. There's a pulsating circle that comes up, and you've got to pull your stick back and push it forward and get it in the right place while holding the left stick at the correct, like at a decent angle, shall we say, for the curl. And it's just the way that they've done the controls is quite addictive. Because once you get it down, you're like, yeah, I got a strike. Fuck yeah, you know? So I just wanted to give it a brief mention because there's not really a lot you can talk about with a bowling game. But there's a whole career mode.
League bowling is quality.
What was that on?
Neo Geo.
Oh, wow. Old school. Yeah.
Wii bowling was always fun until you realise you could just shake your wrist and get a strike just the same way.
Yeah, true.
As actually put an effort in.
But it's like, you know, when you play a golf game, like Tiger Woods or whatever with the controller, and it's getting that knack down with the right thumbstick. It's kind of a little bit like that, and it's just, I don't know, something a bit different. You know, it's not, you don't really see many bowling games out there, right? So,
no.
And so it's done on the actual real world Pro Bowling Tour. So it has all the people, and has a whole career mode, and has a multiplayer mode, a quick play. I don't know how much it is. Obviously, it's on Game Pass. That's what I've been playing it on. And I just wanted to give it a brief shout out that don't let the front cover fool you with the dude with the big hair. It's actually a pretty fun game. So give it a bish bash bosh if you've got Game Pass. That's all I wanted to do, is give it a shout out. So I've done that, and we'll go back to Nick.
Yeah, so I'm on to the next Pokemon game on 3DS, Pokemon Y. Did you two have a 3DS?
I still have one. I've got, I think, a normal 3DS and a 3DS XL.
Yeah, I got the 3DS XL, but the new, what they call the new 3DS XL, which is kind of like the 3DS Pro type thing.
Oh, right, yes, that's the one I've got then.
Yeah, which
The
is
one
nice
that had Xeno, it had one game or two games released specifically for it, didn't it?
Yeah, they were in like a black case, so they had like 3 or 4 games. I think what they had, because I know they had
Xenoblade was one of them, wasn't it?
which I've got, which is weird because I've got that on Wii, which I never played, and I've got that on obviously 3DS, which I don't think I hardly played, and I've been playing it on Switch. So and I complain about people keep remaking games on different consoles, and I keep buying them as well. But yeah, I'm still liking my handhelds playing them because obviously with this one, that's got better 3D because it's got cameras that like track your eyes. Because it always happened on the old 3DS where if you didn't have your head perfectly in the middle, it would just go really sort of blurry and give you headaches and stuff like that. This one's a lot better, and even though like I said, there's only a few games, it's got like a little analog nub thing, which I don't know what it does. I don't know what it does. I can't seem to get it to do anything on any game, to be honest. I thought it'd be like because I did that Circle Pad Pro, didn't he? That attachment, so you could get another analog stick. I don't know why they never. Well, they did that on the Switch, didn't they, with 2 analog sticks? But yeah, but I've been banging through this. I'm quite far into it actually. I'm about 20 hours in, and I've got like 7 of the gym badges of the 8, and I think I'm now about to go after. Like I think it's Team Flare in this one instead of Team Rocket, because it's like a different name for everyone. And this is cool because that's really jumped up in graphics. It's technically 3D, but it's weird 3D. It's like that 2.5 3D type thing. And when you get into certain areas, it goes more 3D, but it's kind of like Wind Waker, so like cell shaded as well. But yeah, I think people like this game, but I think it upset a few people because this is one of the first games where they didn't have like loads of new Pokemon. They had a lot of the original ones in it, which I prefer it because obviously I know all the new, like the older ones, not as many of the new ones. So I picked my starter, which was a water one, which was a Froakie, which is just like a water frog thing. But now I've got like a Charmander, which is now a Charizard, Snorlax, Pikachu, and all things like that. But with this one, which it seems a bit of a gimmick, really, because they've got what they call Mega Evolutions, which basically you get like evolution stones, and that way you give to the Pokemon. You watch where like they can mid-battle like go into like a Mega Evolution and get more powerful, and they change their appearance slightly. Well, I say slightly. The only one I've seen, or a couple I've seen, is like Charizard, and he looks the same, but he's like they like put some little curvy bits on his hair and stuff like that. But it's also like I say, more characters, more things. Like the world seems a lot more open. Like there's stuff going on, whereas obviously in these games before, normally you're the only thing that's walking in the entire game. Everyone else is just standing there forever until
static.
Yeah. Whereas these, a lot of the characters move about, and you've got like a group. You don't seem to have like rivals. You just have a load of friends who like come up and talk to you and have the occasional battle, which you met at the start. And I think this is supposed to be set in like Europe, like kind of like France, because you've got like an Eiffel Tower. And I've got all these people, because if I put my name is in Nick, and everyone turns up, hey, Big N, how you doing? I was like, just call me Big N. Who said you could call me that? But yeah, I'm enjoying it so far, and I just like my 3DS, just like these mini handhelds.
I thought it was a nice console. It had a nice looking screen and everything.
Yeah, I mean, these are going up in price like mental at the moment. Because, well, I think because retro, everyone, after a certain while, everyone then starts going back, don't they? I don't think mine has, but like with a lot of Nintendo stuff, like they had some of them that had like IPS screens and stuff or TFT or whatever it is. Do you know what I mean? So like if you look at them at funny angles, they don't lose their colour and stuff like which I looked at it like online. Mine isn't because those are going even more on eBay and stuff like that because I think because they're talking about Nintendo, they're redoing the Switch 2 this year for the new batteries, and apparently they're getting a load of better screens as well. But you don't know.
It's already got a great screen on it, right?
Yeah, I don't know how that's going to be better or slightly different. I don't know, but it's just like under the hood. They never actually tell you when they do it. It's like, did you ever have the Game Boy Advanced SP?
Yeah.
Whereas some of the obviously because that was one of the first Game Boy with a backlight, wasn't it? Where you could get a backlight, and some of those towards the end in Japan and some in Europe had like proper backlit rather than just like edge lit type thing.
Yeah, I think mine was edge lit.
Yeah, well, officially they were all edge lit, but they just put them out. Some of them were fully backlit, and it's just like you're like, wow, how do they do it? They don't tell anyone.
I just loved it because it was a clamshell. I just really like clamshell systems.
Yeah, I mean, I still got.
It obviously harked back to the Game and Watch era as well, didn't it?
Yeah, it's just so many of those things. I just like the idea of just like getting the console, putting the cartridge in, and it's just like, away you go. You know, and all the games there, you haven't got to worry about. I don't know if this might have done an update. I'm not sure because it wanted me to collect to online. Because you could do like Street Pass and stuff like that, which I never really did. But if you were going past like other people who were playing this game, and you had that enabled, it'd put like their character into your game as well, and you could be like friends. But obviously,
you had that weird RPG thing, didn't you, where you could kind of do like you just going along conquering dungeons, but you'd use people's Mii's.
Yeah. But obviously,
Sorry.
That's just saying, there's no one playing it, is there? There's no one walking around with a 3DS.
No,
normally, if
there was during Eurogamer when we used to go, yeah.
Yeah, the conventions, there'd be loads of people playing this type of thing, but not anymore. I don't think Switch does anything like that anymore, do they?
No. It's not really like you can't exactly just pop it in your pocket or anything, can you? It's not.
No, it's probably a bit too.
You have to at least have it in a proper bag.
Yeah, so I thought because they were doing this thing with Switch 2, I think it was like Zelda and another one where they were like having an app. So I thought maybe they would lean more into that, but they haven't really bothered, have they? I think it's just for Zelda. Yep, enjoying that now, getting on that quite good. And I've bought the last.
Do you remember Xbox Smart Glass?
Oh, that never appeared.
Well, there was a couple of games that I think used it, wasn't there, where you could access stuff through it. I think Dead Rising 3 might have been one of them.
Was that where you could use your like a phone or something?
Yeah, and it kind of brought up you could have the map on your little phone or the thing. It wasn't actually the smart glass. It wasn't called smart glass. I think the actual like thing of it was something like smart something like that. Yeah,
okay.
Would put information from the game up on like a third-party device that you could like browse through and look at and use as navigation and stuff.
Don't really.
Lot stuff.
And then, strangely enough, yeah, like Microsoft, they bring something out and then they just like forget about it.
Kinect and HoloLens and who can forget Milo?
Windows Phone.
Oh, good old Windows Phone.
Was Peeves the only? I think Peeves might have been the only other person I knew who had a Windows Phone.
Maybe.
I bought one for like 50 quid when they just about died to have a look at it. Yeah, absolutely.
Because you could earn Chivos on them.
Oh, right. Well, that explains a lot why Peeves would have had one then. Cool.
Good job Sony don't make phones anymore, innit?
They used to make some good camera phones, man.
Yeah. They used to do the Xperia.
Yeah, they used to make some really good phones back in the day.
I thought they finished.
Yeah, I don't think they make them anymore now.
Some of their phones used to be like highly sought after back in the day as well.
Big time, yeah.
They had really good cameras and stuff like that.
Yeah. Have you seen?
I
Have
didn't
you
realise they
seen?
bowed out of that.
Have you guys seen the new Commodore phone that's coming out? Yeah, you must have seen the. Did you not see the thing that I put in?
Does it use like 6 different colours or something?
It's called the Commodore Callback 8020, and it's a flip phone.
Is it a pager as well?
No, but it has no social media. But it has no. It blocks all social media apps, and there's no web browser. But it allows you to have WhatsApp and maps.
That's perfect for kids.
Yeah, I was thinking of getting one.
Yeah, like if you want to get your kid a phone or something, so you can get hold of them in emergencies. Main reason to have one.
Yeah, it looks wicked.
Well, that might be all they're allowed at school soon, aren't they? If they still 100% follow through with the under 16 social media ban.
Yeah, I think they should do it. What child should be on social media in the fucking first place? It's absolutely ridiculous.
I mean, technically, you could class WhatsApp as social media in theory.
Oh, it's just a messaging service. You know, it's like just texting. You know?
It does thing. I mean, I did see the new Toy Story recently. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I watched it yesterday.
Yeah, which I mean, it's kind of old, but obviously it's new. You know, new where they're talking about like the girl's got the iPad, and everyone's like, "Oh, how come you're playing with toys? Why aren't you playing with this iPad?"
Yeah.
And then, like, she posts a picture of her toys or something on the iPad, and all the other kids make fun of her for still playing with toys. And then she starts to cry, and she's like, "I don't want to play with toys anymore. Everyone's picking on me." And I'm like, "Oh, these little fuckers! I want to go beat them all up."
Too fucking right,
but that's, you know, and that's just something as little as. At that age, you imagine how fucking creative, like, teens are going to get for using that to bully people.
Yeah. Anyway, we are moving away from gaming talk here, but completely agree. Right, Darren, what else you played, mate?
Oh, sorry about that. Not a great deal of stuff, to be honest. Played a little bit of Street Fighter 6. There's a battle pass on that going on for Yasmin, or leading up to her launch, I guess, for Season 4 or Year 4. So I've been mucking around on that. Space Marine 2.
I was going to say, when's Tifa coming? Because that's when I'm going to play it again.
She'll be the very last character in the past. They'll save her till last, mate.
Fuck's sake.
That's what I'm thinking anyway, because they're usually released in the way that they're shown off.
Yeah. Okay.
So you'll have like Yasmin, and then you'll have Bosch, who's easily the most boring character in it, because obviously you kind of deal with him in the storyline anyway.
Right.
And then obviously you got Arjun, who's the third one that was shown, and then Tifa.
Right.
But then again, like with Arjun, we didn't really particularly know what he was going to be like, and then Yasmin actually looks like she plays really well. So she does look like a pretty cool character to use, to be fair, considering this is kind of a bit disappointing on the case of people wanting actual old Street Fighter characters that aren't in the roster yet to actually make an appearance. Space Marine 2, been playing a bunch of absolute missions and stuff on that. Like the hardest difficulty things, because they added like a load of accolades which unlock like back banner standards and stuff for your characters. They're going through that in capes with certain classes as well that you can have. Just basically adding more sort of content and things for people to do in the game if they want to actually run around unlocking stuff for it. There's also a PTS currently going on for new content, which should be coming out next month.
Okay.
I guess. Which is going to add some new stuff to it again, and always for free. The only DLCs you pay for with this game is cosmetics. That's literally it.
Wow.
And you can get some pretty badass cosmetics with it anyway, to be fair, with the general lot you get from just playing the game or using your points to buy them.
Right.
First Descendant, just daily stuff on that.
Yeah.
And the only other one, I suppose, really, has been Forza. Forza Horizon 6.
Oh, you're still playing it, are you? You not finished it
I'm
yet?
probably going to stick and play with it for quite a while. No, I just generally when I'm playing it, I'm doing the seasonal stuff and then throwing in like a raid here or there that I haven't done yet.
I've completely given up on it. I've uninstalled it off my PC. I think I've uninstalled it off my Xbox as well. I've played it enough. I'm done, you know.
So have I. My Game Pass ran out as well, so that what there.
But I hammered it when it came out, you see, and I did all the main questy type stuff, and I don't give a fuck about the season stuff. It just does not interest me at all. You know?
Well, you're unlocking free new cars and stuff and earning more money to get more cars and stuff, aren't you? So it's kind of like a carrot on a stick thing. I get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm still really enjoying it.
Are you noticing your car insurance rate creep up even without tickets or claims? You're not alone. That's why there's Jerry, your proactive insurance assistant. Jerry handles the legwork by comparing quotes side by side from over 50 top insurers so you can confidently hit buy. No spam calls, no hidden fees. Jerry even tracks rates and alerts you when it's best to shop. Drivers who save with Jerry could save over $1,300 a year. Don't settle for higher rates. Download the Jerry app or visit jerry.ai/libsyn today. That's jerry.ai/libsyn.
There are obviously certain cars in it where you're like, and then there's other cars in it which are just amazing.
Yeah.
To sort of drive or throw around the track.
Yeah. I'd be interested to see.
It's nice when obviously a new season starts, when you see actually a load of players grouped in certain areas, all sort of bibbing at each other and taking pictures of each other's cars and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And doing challenges, etc. There was one bit where some bloke had been struggling to get one of the boards on a route.
Right.
And Goose had told me which way you're supposed to get it, because I was like, there's no way you can get it by launching yourself off the beach. You don't even get anywhere near the house before you start dropping. And I was watching this bloke struggling, and I was like, well, I'll start trying to do it. And then I was launching myself, and he was watching me where I was going off from, and then he started doing it, and then I got it and was bibbing away, and then I was sat there waiting, watching him, and then like about 3 or 4 attempts later, he got it, and we bibbing each other and drove off.
Yeah, nice.
And I was like, they're just fun, enjoyable little interactions.
Yeah. That's cool.
It's a fantastic game.
Yeah, I think it's fun, but it's just, I don't know, it's weird. Like,
I didn't play 5 that much, so like maybe your falls it out a little bit, because there isn't really a massive deviation in what they do. You know what you're getting.
Yeah, but I still think they've ruined the multiplayer, because like all the modes that I like to play aren't in it, and obviously like there's no one in the community playing it really either, so we're not having any gamer nights, and I'm just like, well, I've done everything on my own. I've had enough, you know. It's just a shame. But I don't think you've played it as much as me, because I fucking hammered it.
No, I think I've only put about 20 or so hours in, 20, 25, 30, something like that at most.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell. Oh, speaking of which, I don't know whether you guys are actually aware of this, but on the PS5, it usually tells you, doesn't it, how many hours you've played games for?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think since one of their last updates, it doesn't actually track your played games on disc.
Really?
Properly.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. So just out of curiosity, my Assassin's Creed flag resynced. It's told me I've played it for 4 minutes. And yet I've played it for well over an hour.
Yeah.
The Outer Worlds 2, when I pissed about on that, no time at all. I haven't played it for any time at all, apparently, even though obviously I have.
Yeah.
And then I saw someone bring it up the other day on obviously Twitter or whatever, saying it's not counting your play times properly for your physical games compared to the digital ones. which doesn't make any sense because it was working perfectly fine before. I mean, there's my Space Marine 2 with 525 hours logged.
Jesus. That's insane. Wow. Wow.
So, yeah.
Cool.
It is kind of bizarre. Yeah. I just thought I'd add that to see if anyone else had noticed.
I think I actually briefly saw it mentioned on Twitter during the week, actually, now you mention it. But I think it might just be like a system bug in an update or something. But yeah, again,
quite possibly. We all know how they do an update or something and it fucks something up that was working perfectly fine before.
Yeah. All right, sweet. Okay, well, from me then, mate. I've been playing. Obviously, I talked about it before we hit record. Quite a bit of Battlefield 6. I'm still absolutely loving playing it, even though it's on my own. Because, no fucker comes online and plays games anymore. Because you're all boring fucks, and I'm going to say it right loud and clear.
I don't own Battlefield.
Come online and play Battlefield with me, you boring fuckers. But on a serious note, I'm still really enjoying it. But more of a reason to come on is there's a big update hitting it next week, a free update. They're adding some new maps, new weapons, gameplay that I think it's Wake Island they're bringing back as one of the islands, and there's a new game mode.
Oh, right.
Where you are, it's two, Wake Island and Suru Reef. It's just come up on the trailer. But
Wake Island, wasn't that from like Battlefield 1942 or something?
Yeah. So what it is they're adding finally boats with guns. So there's going to be sea combat, which is absolutely fantastic. There's going to be one of the bases is going to be starting on the boat, if you remember, like from the older Battlefields, and then you'd get on. Yeah. You're on the start on the ship.
Yeah, so where you took off from the ship. It was an aircraft.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, so you can have there's new planes as well, but you can launch off one of the boats underneath the ship as well, and then go and carry on. But they're adding a game mode into it, which was apparently in an old one, but I don't remember it, where there's two battleships on the map, and the mission is the first team to destroy the enemy battleship at one end of the map is the winner. So
you sank my battleship.
So yeah, I'm really excited for this because the gameplay looks just absolutely insane. Adding boats,
chaotic.
Because I remember doing the boats, in a couple of Battlefields back, and it was just so much fun, just sneaking around and cruising around the island in your ship and sneaking in and taking objectives.
They can be really fun because I still remember one of my favourite maps on Star Wars Battlefront.
Yeah.
Was the two ships.
Yeah.
And you basically got and piloted a ship across. You could space fight across the obviously the thing. Then you could land on the enemy ship and go into it and sabotage it and stuff.
Yeah.
Start attacking the other people on it.
Yeah, so I'm hyped for this. And then they're doing another update as well where they're doing a Top Gun thing. So they're getting like Top Gun planes and stuff into it as well. So yeah, man, I'm glad they're still adding stuff to the game. I mean, I think this game, even when it launched, was great. And as I say, they keep on improving it. They've added some really good maps already, which is why I'm still playing it. And this new update coming next week looks fucking awesome. I can't wait to get on it, mate, to be honest.
I mean, they did actually pull it off last year, didn't they? They actually had a Battlefield game more successful than the COD.
Oh, yeah.
For the first time in, history, I think, maybe.
Yeah.
Because every other time, whenever they, like we always said, didn't they, go, it looks really good this year, and they'd come out, and as they were running out, someone's like, oh, there's no pin in your grenades, mate. What?
Yeah, so...
kind of thing.
Mate, I think this game's fantastic. I just wish I would actually get on with people in the community on this, because you're missing out. If you're listening, you're missing out on some epic sessions on Battlefield because the game is awesome. Get online with your main man Webby and shoot some dudes in the face because it is so much fun. Yeah.
Is it a paid upgrade update?
No. It's all part of the game. So.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
because obviously I know back in the day they kind of a lot of games stopped almost doing map packs because it was separating communities.
Yeah, so the way that they make money is obviously from season passes, which I never buy, and other cosmetics. Obviously, people are buying them, right? But I'm not interested.
Have you got any stupid cosmetics yet?
No, they don't put anything silly in it. I mean, they did do a Red Bull.
Not running around as robots or
no,
something.
I mean, the only thing that doesn't really match up, as I just mentioned, was they did a Red Bull crossover. So I've got like a Red Bull can that's hanging off my gun. You know?
Oh, that's not too bad. It's not like you're running around as Beavis and Butthead or fighting on people as...
No, there's none of that.
Oh, the guy from the Hangover films.
Yeah, so I think they've kept it quite realistic in regards to what the soldiers look like, if that makes sense, because there's no silly skins or anything like that. So, yeah, I mean, they've obviously they had more guns and attachments and things like that. I just think it's a phenomenal game, mate. I really do, and it's just again really weird to me that I'm absolutely hooked on this, and it's very similar to old good Battlefield games that we used to play, like Battlefield Bad Company and 3 and 4. You know, you remember how addicted the community was to these games back in the day. This gives me that same vibe, especially because a lot of the newer maps they released are quite large. But no one's playing it. Like, I go on Discord, no one's playing it. Xbox, PlayStation, PC, like, I'm the only one out of all my friends that's playing it, and I'm thinking, why? Like, I don't understand, you know?
We're all crusty leads, mate. Like,
yeah, you are.
We're all old men.
Yeah, so... I know, because Clarky keeps saying to me, yeah, Webby, oh, come on, but then he never does, you know? I'd love to see some people play this with me because it's just fun. It's just a lot of fun, man. It just it brings me back to the glory days. So yeah, I'm really enjoying that. Apart from that, I mentioned last week I picked up the Lord of Hatred expansion for Diablo IV. Oh mate, it's so good. I've been playing this a lot this week, and I think the cool thing is as well, because obviously I bought it on the Xbox, so I'm just chilling out on the sofa instead of sitting up at my PC, and it's just gives me more chilled vibes, if that makes sense. Just playing it with the controller.
Pretty sure, yeah. I still have it installed on my Xbox.
Oh, right.
But then when I checked, I was like, oh, yeah, it needs an update. And I was like, how big's the update? It's like 140 odd gigs.
Jeez, yeah, it's a big boy. It really is a big boy.
Yeah, I was just like, mate, like don't get me wrong. The game looks nice.
Yeah.
140 gig nice? No, mate. No, mate. Like, I don't know where the data goes on certain games. I really don't.
I don't know either.
We need to get back to compressing data again, I think.
Yeah.
Like, it's because obviously, like we've said it before, if these next gen consoles come out and they're digital only, for the people that actually buy them, do you really want a games console or a download box, that holds like 4 games?
Yeah, I know.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, but just back to Diablo, it's just so well done, like, because I've been playing quite a bit of the campaign, but then obviously getting very distracted with the seasonal quests, just because they're fun.
I did like the season stuff, yeah, because they do mix it up a bit and change how it plays.
Yeah, so... but the way that, like, I forgot how well done, like, the story campaign on Diablo's done. Obviously, this is the expansion, but a lot of characters return, not giving away any spoilers. And the voice acting's really well done. The way the story's told is really well done, because there's not a lot of cutscenes. A lot of it is told in gameplay and stuff, which is really cool. And a lot of it makes sense. And I'm just enjoying playing it, you know. And It has a good... I think you level up quicker than you used to because I seem to be leveling up all the bloody time.
Yeah. You do in seasons especially anyway.
Yeah, so... But no, it's that kind of turnover, you know, you're doing it and then you're getting loads of loot and then you're like trying to figure out what to keep and what to put on your bloke. And then they've added a few more different things to attach as well, like these, not crystals, what they called. It's like an extra thing where you got like a...
Augmentations or something?
Yeah, it's like you got like a circle and you can put like a gem in the middle, then you can attach all these other gems to it to give you extra buffs as what, you know, as well as your normal kind of stuff that you leveling up you do as well. But it's a fantastic game, mate. It's just one of those games I can sit, and if I don't want to do any story, what I find I do is I'll just chuck a podcast on and just go and do the seasonal stuff, you know, and just run around and mash stuff and do the world boss when that pops up, and you know, that loop.
What were the dungeons in it where you basically used to roll on things that would basically put modifiers and stuff on dungeons and make them harder?
Oh, I've not done them.
Get like much more loot and stuff out of them and that.
I think I did that back in the day with Coop Star.
I think it was tied to the Paragon stuff, wasn't it? Initially, like when you hit cap and you can keep earning points in Paragon levels.
That's correct. Yeah, well, I've not hit level 70 yet, so I'm not into Paragon yet. So, like, I did get to Paragon like a couple of years ago on one of my characters, but it's been so long I can't really remember it that well. But when I get onto Paragon on this, which I will do because I'm really loving it, then it will all kind of be like, oh, this, you know, this the end game stuff or this and that, you know, I'll get into it a bit more and I'll start remembering things. But at the minute, I'm just enjoying going through the story, as I say, and doing the seasonal stuff. And I've not done any co-op with Coop yet because we keep missing each other, but I'm just enjoying just jumping on my own and playing it, you know. It's just a good, solid game. And as I say, like the DLC, I think it was pretty good value, to be honest, because it was 25 quid of CD keys for the Xbox version of the DLC. And it gave...
And you said that included the previous DLC
correct.
As well, didn't it?
Yeah, because I've never bought a DLC.
You could even buy that DLC when it came out for 25 quid anyway.
Wow.
Like the one that was all set with I want to say Witch Doctor, but I don't think it was a Witch Doctor character. It was basically like the one in the Amazonian kind of forest, rainforest sort of bit.
Yeah, so I'm playing as a paladin.
Like a beast tamer or something.
Yeah, I think like the new ones is a paladin and the beast person, but I'm playing as a paladin, loving the different moves set on that. But no, it's a really cool game. It's a lot more, I would say, user friendly than Path of Exile. I think Path of Exile is a bit more hardcore than this.
Definitely.
But I consider myself a Nubian's gene, so this is more my flow for chilling, as I say. But yeah, it's great. So it's definitely worth the money, I think, for the expansions, because I've put quite a few hours into it. And I've not finished the story yet, and as I say, it's really well done. So yeah, it's good, really, really good. So I'm really pleased with that. And lastly, just very briefly, spent some time playing Final Fantasy 14 with the missus, helping her out. She's still in Stormblood, trying to get her through that. That's fucking years old, so I want to get her through that. She plays on the PS5, I play on the Steam Deck. And Final Fantasy Tactics, still playing through that a little bit on the Steam Deck. And that's everything I've been playing.
A little bit of news about 14. I did see today...
Yep.
Apparently the Chinese version of the mobile Final Fantasy 14 has been basically being shut down.
Yeah.
And they've, I think, basically canned the thought of globally releasing it.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
So the mobile version's like a no-go.
Fair enough.
And I just thought that must be pretty hench. I know they did it for 11, but you're talking about like a 15-plus-year-old game there.
Yeah. But even 14's what, like 13 years old? Come out in 2013. Yeah, 13 years.
Out on the PS3.
Yeah, you know, but they've improved the graphics and that since then anyway. So,
and I still think they want to push them a little bit more with the next update. I'm pretty sure the next expansion they want to do some extra things with it as well.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so That's what I've been playing. You guys played anything else? We all good?
I've covered most of what I've done.
Go on, Nick.
Go for it, Nick.
Yeah.
I played a really bad game that I knew it was really bad, but I thought, fuck it, it was only £6. And yeah, it's bad. Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League.
What are you doing with your life?
Well, I like that.
I'd rather have a pint.
I'd rather have anything that was. Basically, it was like £6 for the Ultimate Edition on there, and I thought, well, if anything, I can talk about it on air. And I thought it would be more like the Arkham games. It's nothing like the Arkham games. It's a shitty, like 4-player co-op shooter game.
It's like Crackdown, isn't it?
No, Crackdown was fun. This is
less like to do.
Fun. Yeah, and I played through the game. I played about maybe an hour and a half, nearly 2 hours. I didn't really get to do much fun because they decided to do like the tutorial where you play one of the 4 characters, and all you do is you just run and jump some crappy like platforming. Because some of them you like swing on like a rope. Some, I think Harley Quinn nicked Batman's grapple thing.
Yeah.
And the other one's got like rocket boosts, and there's a shark. So they made me play the same like 20-minute tutorial like 4 times with every character. And I got to the end, that said, now you've officially done the tutorial, which character would you like to play as? And I felt like none of them. They're all shit. And so I think I picked the black guy. I can't remember which one it was. Will Smith.
Deadshot is one of the ones, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not Deadshot.
So I played that for a little while, and I thought, this is boring. I'm just going from area to area. And it's like that Gears of War game where everything, like Judgment, where it's just horde mode after horde mode after horde mode. That type of thing. You know, you get to an area, you get attacked. And then I thought, well, do you know what? I'll go back to it later once I've sort of, you know, I've done the tutorials now. Let's see if the game, like, hooks me even a little bit. But I didn't realise my, like I said, my Game Pass ran out. And that said, oh, your Game Pass has ran out. I was like, that doesn't matter. It's a single-player game. And turns out it's not a single-player game.
No.
No. So I played even though it's a single-player game, my save was online only. So when I tried to... Oh, fine, I'll go in offline mode. That's fine. So I selected offline mode, and they wanted me to start the whole game and do all the tutorials again. So,
at least they allow you to play it offline, because I thought it was like a live service, always online job.
Yeah, but they want me to start the whole game again. But I never selected I wanted to play it online. I just went. It's just what started up as the main game. So it's not like I picked I'll play online or picked I'll play offline. That's just what it went straight into after accepting about 30 different like terms and condition pages. And I just thought, where's the cutscenes? Where's the story? Where's the fighting? I thought nothing's happening. And then when that said, oh, I got to start the whole game again, I just thought, nah, fuck it. And then I deleted it because, boring.
Yeah.
I can't do that tutorial. Did my head in. They want me to do the whole thing again, but
wow.
Yeah. Annoying, really. I just don't know how these companies that made so many decent games can just make so much fucking shit. You just think that the people who worked on the Arkham games, which were like, what? The last decent one was Arkham Knight, and people weren't happy with the Batmobile in that. And then Arkham Asylum and City, you're talking, what, 15-something years ago, weren't you? The 360 games? And then 2015 for Arkham Knight. So all those people are there. They must have, like, left, mustn't they?
Most of them have gone, yeah, from a lot of the studios, like we've said before, that the people that made all the games that we used to love generally probably aren't necessarily there anymore.
Yeah, but even still, they know what games they make. They know people like them games. Who just had that in board meeting? It's like, oh, we've got these Batman licenses. We could do this. Oh, people love this type of combat and fight and exploration and puzzles. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll rip all that up and just make a generic shooter, which is really bad shooting mechanics as well. And we'll just do that. I was just like, I just want to be someone at that meeting. I just say,
it's
have you all
Warner
gone
Brothers.
fucking insane?
It's just Warner Brothers. They just don't know what to do with certain licenses, and they wanted a live service game to make them a ton of money.
They just look at these other games that are making it, and I was like, oh, we'll have that. I was like, but you can't have that because they've already got that. You know, and you can't do that because you're charging for your game, and that's a free-to-play game. Do you know what I mean? But I don't know. But I uninstalled it. I got annoyed, so I don't think I'll ever go back to it now. I tried.
Fair enough, mate. Is that it?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
All good, mate. All good. Let's get into the news then, shall we? Been some interesting ones
Happy news this week?
Some funny news. Where did this one go? I wanted to find the link for it. Yes. Okay, let's start here. So obviously, Sony and the death of physical, blah, blah, blah. Every post that they do obviously gets everyone in the comments slagging them off for this decision. But apparently, Sony have been deleting the comments that are negative and using a bot army or a bot farm to pump positive comments into all of these things, all of these posts. So let me just read this. Sony is facing heavy allegations that they deployed a social media bot army to manipulate public opinion and defend their controversial decision to kill new PlayStation discs by 2028. The controversy gained massive traction after Tech Insider and YouTuber Moore's Law is Dead published an analysis of social media activity surrounding the announcement. So there is more, but I'm not going to spend ages reading all of this bullshit. But if it's true, that's funny as fuck.
Did you talk about it? They were banning people in like their live streams as well. Was that last week?
Yes, yeah. They're
banning people. I'm like, oh.
Because they can't handle the blowback, can they?
They're just damage control. They're in damage control mode.
Yeah. So
I spend more effort to try and gaslight people and say it's not happening than they would be just to reverse it.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you've got it a lot. They're saying a lot of companies, like, I don't know if that's EA or Ubisoft or whoever, apparently they were caught off guard on this. And there's a few of these, I know it's only rumours, like stuff like that. Apparently they're all getting ready to sue PlayStation.
Wow. I'm not surprised.
Because like I said to you, like the amount, just because PlayStation first party games or whatever sell more digital than physical, which I don't believe that anyway, it doesn't mean that every other game does that. And some other companies, like you said, limited run games that their whole existence is physical games that people still want.
Yeah.
They've just completely screwed them over with, apparently there was like no notice that they'd ever spoke to them first, and apparently a lot of them are lining up to sue them, so they may have to reverse this decision anyway.
Well, I don't know if they will reverse it. Everything I've been reading online is the decision's final. So, you know,
the only way it would continue, like I said before, is they would just basically be like, okay, look, we'll continue releasing games for the PS5, but the PS6 is still going to be digital only.
Mm.
But then I said they're probably trying to kill the physical games because there's going to be, obviously, if the PS6 is digital only, you are going to get a bunch of people to be like, well, I'll stick with the PS5 then.
I think that when the PS6 come out, probably 2028, like, people will be like, oh, it's digital only. Well, yeah, obviously, because they don't make discs for PS5 now. So it would have you would expect after 2 years people would have calmed down on Twitter.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Depends if Xbox do actually release the disc drive or not. I mean, if they can, I'll just do it, just to fuck Sony off.
Yeah.
They're never going to get an opportunity like this, are they?
No. Well, on the other news about this, there's been a lot of rumours going around the internet as well that the next Xbox is going to have a disc drive and carry on with physical media, but that's all just a rumour at the moment.
Back.
Yeah.
All they'd have to do is, like, say, do like an add-on similar to what they've done with the PS5.
Yeah.
Where you just buy it as an optional thing if you want it, and then obviously all the people that have got obviously Xbox One, Xbox Series X games, etc., would be able to use those discs on the newer system.
Yeah.
Maybe juice their games a little bit more or whatever.
Yeah. It would be weird to me.
Some more people over. I don't think it'd be a massive amount, but they would pull a lot of people over.
Yeah, it's just weird because obviously we've had with Xbox this generation a lot of games for the Xbox releasing digital only, whereas those digital games have been
never came out.
Yeah, whereas those games have been physical elsewhere. So I'm taking it with a pinch of salt at the minute of these rumours, but it would be really funny if they're true and they do an announcement where, like the PlayStation 1, where they're handing each other the disc. This is how you share games on Xbox. Oh, how amazing would that be? I'd love it. So,
do you think they'll do another like Series X and Y or something, and one's the big powerful board disc drive, and the other one is that? Because apparently it's done really well in places like Japan and stuff like that. The Series S.
Well, I've got one in my house, and
it's because it was a cheap little sort of like pick up and play, wasn't it? In theory,
but
you were locked in, obviously, to that ecosystem if you did buy that version of it.
If you do, what's the problem?
I still think it's a good little machine. Like my kids were playing. What's Marcus playing on it today? The latest Need for Speed game. And I was watching him play it on the Series S, and I was thinking, bloody hell, that looks really good. For such a little box, like, that looks, and, like, the frame rate looks smooth, and I was thinking, and I thought to myself at the time, the Series S gets shit, but it's actually a good little machine,
It's a capable machine. It's just annoying that I think some developers know that they have to make it run for that as well.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but
because there has been news about a few games sort of having their last gen versions scrapped recently. I think Dying Like the Beast was one.
Right.
So they've kind of given up doing like a last gen version.
Right. Okay.
Not like the series.
Maybe Blood of the Dawnwalker as well, possibly. I think they might have been thinking about it, but they were like, nah, too much to sort of bother with.
Yeah. What are you going to say, Nick?
So it's not like we always seem to think the Series S, like it's got like PS2 graphics on it or something. How it gets so much shit for some reason, and people's like, I've heard some other podcasts. There was one where she replaced it with a Series X. And she was like, "Oh, that old white one, that was unplayable. It was just awful. The graphics are so bad, and they gave me a headache. And the frame rate was like 10 frames per second." I'm like, it wasn't really, was it?
No, it's a 1080p machine because the CPU is the same in both consoles. It's just the graphical power, the GPU is slightly weaker. But I think it's a good little box. I will defend it because I see it in action a lot in my house. So
if they can, like, if these newer consoles are going to be about $1,000 and they're going to be 4K and whatever, if they can do another 1080p machine, but just, run the newer game just a little bit better, and they can get one for like 400, 500 quid, it'd be a good idea to do that, because, if people can't afford or don't want it or don't care, that'd probably be worth it. I think they'd do well for that. But
well, this is...
I mean, like I said, it's over to Xbox now, and it's up to them if they really want to...
Yeah.
actually make a go of it or not.
Well, talking about console prices, right? I think one console that's priced very well at the minute is the Switch 2. And one bit of news that I have is that it's sold over 6 million units just in Japan in the last year.
I think it's outsold PS5 now, isn't it?
It's outsold the Vita, the total numbers of the Vita in 1 year. That's what it says, which is absolutely insane. The Switch 2 is doing very, very well. And I think...
Yeah, they love Nintendo over there. They really do. And obviously, like, that has more of the variety of games. It's like Sony admitted, like, a while back that they basically lost the Japanese market.
Yeah, well, they shouldn't have fucking moved their headquarters
to the Japanese market.
Yeah, they shouldn't have moved their fucking headquarters to California and fucking tidied it up, should they?
I mean, this is it. Like, people loved PlayStation when it was known as like the Japanese company, and you generally had that type of game and those type of games on it.
Yeah, 100%.
And then obviously they saw a taste of the West and just went, fully over. And don't get me wrong, the West is the biggest market.
Yeah, of course. But
then they pushed all of that in, and obviously the people that were interested were there, but the people that liked it for what it was before started to filter off because they weren't getting that content anymore. Yeah.
I mean, that's why we were all into PlayStation back in the day, like PS1, PS2, and that's
because as much as I still like games like the new God of Wars and the Horizons and those kind of franchises, there are people out there that just don't like them.
Yeah.
That are just like, no, I much prefer the older God of Wars.
Yeah.
Thing, and that's what they wanted.
Yeah, but also what I'm seeing with the Switch 2 is it seems to have a lot more third-party support than previous Nintendo systems over the last 15, 20 years.
It's because the numbers are out there. This is why I think, again, why some developers just skip Xbox, because it hasn't particularly got the numbers that the other platforms have.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. And also now, like, the Switch 2 in the power department is pretty good as well now, and it looks good on your telly. And, you know, I mean, I'm seriously impressed with it, to be honest, you know. And I'd say it's reasonably priced compared to an Xbox or a PlayStation as well. And obviously the games are a bit more expensive, but I think it does well for a reason, Nintendo, because it has that variety of games, as you're saying. People are just happy to buy them, you know, because they know they're getting good games.
And their games are generally always polished.
They are, yeah.
Regardless of which type of game it is, they are usually a polished game.
Yeah, 100%, mate.
And the ones that generally aren't are ones that Nintendo themselves don't make. It's another person making it on their behalf.
Yeah.
We'll say, like with Game Freak, with some of the Pokemon games that have come out that kind of haven't been up to the standard that people expect.
Yeah. So one other interesting bit of news, back to PlayStation again, is apparently they're going to be introducing regional pricing starting on the 20th of August. So what that means, by the sounds of it, is some places are going to get higher prices, by the sounds of things.
These are all like bonus points adding up, aren't they?
Yeah.
Racking them up, boys.
Yeah.
How annoying can we get?
Yeah. So a lot of people in like countries like Brazil and that, I think, will see the costs increase. I think other countries will as well. You won't see the games get cheaper anywhere. And obviously they're going to hold the market completely because you won't be able to buy anything physical. So take it or lump it is pretty much what they're going to be saying.
Isn't this what they took to court over for not charging the right prices per region and like just charging whatever? So now they're finally going to do what they've been told to do.
I think so. I don't know, because I don't really know anything about it. On other news,
people are realising. Sorry.
Yeah, go
on. That because obviously PlayStation isn't available in 100 and something countries.
Yeah.
That literally shuts out all of those countries from a PS6 as well, if it's a digital only system.
Oh no, it's mad, eh?
The decisions get weirder as you think about it.
I know, crazy.
And then you've got countries that have obviously got access, but like Brazil, I think, who's a main component against this. Like someone's trying to arrange some case because their internet infrastructure out there isn't that fantastic,
right?
Apparently,
okay.
So it's almost like again, certain countries just aren't well set up for them for PlayStation Network or like downloads in general.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I heard they still play the Master System in Brazil
and the Mega Drive.
Oh yeah, I think the PS4 is done really well in Brazil. They sort of there are countries that are literally a generation of systems behind.
Yeah. What else was I going to say? What was a bit of news I was going to next? Oh yeah, Halo. Apparently there was a new multiplayer project in the works that was quite far in, and it's been cancelled. A new multiplayer project set in the Halo universe was recently cancelled. It's been backed up by quite a few people. The new game was codenamed E-Core and was being worked on by Certain Affinity, a studio that has done a lot of support work on previous Halo and COD titles. So, sad times to hear of games being cancelled. And there was another bit of Halo news as well. I'm just trying to find it. I'll probably get to it when I get to it. I'm just going in order here. Oh, here's my next one. Campaign evolved. People have already been shipped their collector's editions, and they're upset because they can't actually play it. They put the disc into the Xbox system, and they have to download a day one patch on launch day to be able to play the game.
It's not necessarily a day one patch. It's pretty much just almost like a game key.
Yeah.
It's like you're getting part of the game on there and then you've got to download the rest of it. There is warnings on the front of the box.
Yeah.
At least, finally, for games that do have this. But yeah, Microsoft Studios games are terrible for this. It's basically what it is like on the Xbox One.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Because their discs can't hold as much.
Yeah.
So they're basically like sort of download game keys.
Yeah.
But they're still way better than obviously code in a box or
of course.
No option at all.
Yeah. So, I mean, they did it with Crimson Desert as well, didn't they?
Yeah, Crimson Desert was a weird one because it was almost like an artificial lockout.
Yeah.
You could download everything. You just had to basically download like a little kilobyte or so update to basically allow you to play it when the game went live.
Yeah.
And again, that's like, you're kind of like, I get it.
Yeah.
But really, was everyone that super excited about the storyline for this game? Or was it more about exploring the world and everything? Plus, like, you've just effed like the game preservation on this game completely by doing that. For people who obviously don't have it installed at the time when you can't re-download those updates or patches.
Yeah.
I know they get away with it, but I just wonder, like, legal reasons, like how they can get away, because morally it's wrong, isn't it?
This is why you sift through countless terms and conditions when you log into games.
I know, it's just morally wrong. Plus, I don't know if you've talked about it, like they're talking about these, like Sony, which is weird, like Sony are patented and they're working on these new 1 terabyte, like, Blu-ray discs, because they're struggling for, like, space and people aren't, like, optimizing their games. You know, and if they can get, like, a 1 terabyte disc for, like, a couple of quid, that's a lot cheaper than them trying to get more memory, isn't it?
Well, it's not going to happen because they're going digital only, aren't they? So
I know, but that's why it's weird that they're still doing these discs and they've got, like, technology that they're trying to get, like, support and, like, investments to get this next disc technology off the ground, and then on the other hand they're getting rid of fucking disc drives. I don't understand it. You know, like, I mean, wow, so you have to put 2 discs in instead of 1 because it won't all fit on 1 disc. We used to get 3 disc, 4 disc games on PS1. So why can't they just put it on 2 discs? I don't know how they get away with it. To be honest, that's wrong though, isn't it?
I know what you're saying. It's not going to change anything though, is it?
What would you do if they decided to release cartridges instead? They're like, that's why we're phasing out the disc. We've actually got cartridges.
Oh my god!
Possibly. I mean, that costs more than that. It's just,
that's the easiest way round keeping your hard drives and your consoles small.
Could you imagine?
You could have like a 200 gig hard drive or something, like if you had a cartridge system where it ran off it.
Could you imagine how expensive those games would be? You'd be looking at £200 a game.
Nah.
Neo Geo did it back in the day.
Oh, no.
It depends where it is. I mean, those Switch cartridges aren't as expensive as they make out. They try to make out they are. They're not. They're just being fucking greedy. I understand how the N64 used to be as much because there was only so many places in the world that could actually make them. And there was only so many places in the world where they could actually get the artwork printed and stuff like that. So I understand why that costs so much. And like that video I sent to you guys with Sky News, and they were saying, oh, inflation, you should be paying £200 for a game and like it. Well, you can't just say inflation and just say that's the end of all conversations about the price of games, you know, because like all these cartridges, you can make them in different places throughout the world. You know, like even discs, we only used to have them. Where was the only place they used to have them? What was it, Guernsey in Germany? In the 90s and 2000s, everything was either Guernsey or Germany for Europe, and now they're making them all over Europe, so it's a lot cheaper. Like I said, there's no books, the cases are smaller, the artwork, there's less artwork because they don't put as much effort in. So if it's cheaper for them to produce, and that's not as much of them to make it, it shouldn't cost more.
I don't even think people would be too pissed off if they decided to like put the price of physical games up by a tenner. So they are technically more expensive as the digital one, even though slightly, because obviously the shops usually offer you a discount anyway.
Well, the problem is...
But then you are paying that bit extra for the physical. I mean, that's what Nintendo have started doing.
Well, we've had
their physical games are more expensive.
We've had this before, like on and off, where, I mean, I haven't seen much, like, they've said that, I don't know if it's just in... like Japan or America, because every time I see something online on the Nintendo eShop compared to Amazon, it's pretty much the same. But I think they're third parties. They don't want to upset the shops and say, oh, it's 10 more expensive in the shops, because then people will buy it digitally. You know, well, in theory, I mean, some people might pay more to get a physical copy, but then if you pay more to get a physical copy where the game is
guarantee you,
on the disc, what's the point?
If GTA launched a physical copy for, I don't know, say 120, I think it would sell through. If they did a batch, it would probably sell through. People would pick it up.
It's just control. The problem is, I think they've skewed the numbers for what they say, but the problem is, we'll find out, and I think by the time PS6 come out, we'll have this on top. So even if it is 20% physical, those people are not going to be forced. I mean, like I say, you Switch, are you going to be forced to buy your games brand new physical, or are you just not going to buy them?
How do you mean?
Like, so your choice of buying a game physically on launch,
yeah,
you buy them on disc, yeah?
Yeah.
So 2028 comes along, we get the new whatever PlayStation game. It's only 70 quid digital. You can't buy it on disc, right? So are you going to go buy that game for 70 quid? Or are you just going to add it to your wish list and buy it a year later when it's on sale?
Well, Darren's never going to buy them at all, is he?
Well, it depends whether I want to bother buying it. Some of the Sony games that are coming out now, probably not, but...
Yeah, but do you think you're going to buy more games or less?
10 or 15 quid. Oh, I'll buy way less.
The same as me. I'm
way less.
I haven't bought a first-party Xbox game since they announced Game Pass, because they told me, don't buy the games 50, 60 quid new every year when 3 or 4 of them come out. Just buy Game Pass for a month and rinse it and get rid of it. And they're shocked that that's what people did, and they're losing money. It's just the only problem.
Someone came out against Game Pass, didn't they, this week?
Well, I've got it on my news.
They never liked the idea. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Let me just go for it. Okay, so there's a report that's come out from Xbox Studios, a rumour, that Xbox may eventually stop day one launches on Game Pass and operate more like PlayStation Plus. Studios and leadership within Xbox detest Game Pass for taking away the value of their games. A quote here: there are a lot of people out there in studio leadership within Xbox who absolutely detest Game Pass and think it has destroyed the value of their games. So they think it's taken away the value of all the games in general, just as a service, and has contributed to a lot of the detriment to the games industry and Xbox in general.
It's their own fault. They are happy to take the cash up front rather than release it physically or digitally and promote it themselves, rather than promote it through Game Pass. To get a lot of free. I think a lot more of these games will get tried, but I think once it's on Game Pass, after a month, I think that game's. I don't think you'll get a game that keeps builds, and then more and more and more people buy it and play it. I just think people who've already got Game Pass might give it a go, and that's it.
But the problem is, right? I don't think it's all Game Pass's fault. Because the quality of Xbox first-party games the last couple of generations has been shocking. Absolutely shocking. You
could put that across the board.
Yeah, but you look at
PlayStation and Xbox first-party.
Like Redfall. No one would have fucking bought Redfall when that come out. Forza Motorsport. Forza Motorsport, when it came out, was a broken mess. Absolute broken mess. That would have been refunded to fuck. And you look like, even on Game Pass, the player numbers on that are dire. Yeah?
Gears 5 was shit.
Gears 5. What else? There's been loads of, I can't even think, really.
Is that third party, or was that Buffett? Who was Avowed?
That's Obsidian. I think it's Obsidian.
Which Xbox own, yeah. So anyway, let me get to my point. I don't think it's just Game Pass's fault. If the quality of the games were there, more people would subscribe, more people would play more of the games. I've been a Game Pass subscriber since day one. I've been on Xbox Live since the beta testing on the OG Xbox. I've got 23 plus years continuous. And what I've seen when did Game Pass come out? 2017, 2018, something like that?
2018, I think.
Yeah, and, it's not exactly mega cheap anyway, is it? It's like £17 a month at the minute anyway.
Well, it was £8, wasn't it? That was a bargain when it first came. That's why so many people went to it.
Yeah, but, I look at Game Pass now, and it's from my personal perspective, there's not really a lot on there that I want to play at the minute, Is it
because you've already played it?
Probably because a lot of the games I've already bought, like Persona 5 is a great game, as an example, but I already bought it at launch on the PlayStation and played it. But yeah, that's a great win, but it's old. So anyway, what I'm trying to say is most of the content on Game Pass, very much like PlayStation Plus, is older games or indie games. And obviously the Xbox first-party games, but they've made not that many, or the ones that they have brought out, barring a few, have just launched in a terrible state. So you can't blame the gamers for that, because those games that they've been making the last 5+ years wouldn't have sold much anyway, with the exception of maybe the Horizon games, yeah? So, yes, maybe Game Pass has devalued their games because people are like, oh yeah, well, I'm not going to, why would I buy it? Well, it makes sense, you're subscribing, why would you? But a lot of it, they've only got themselves to blame by not making quality titles that people want to play anyway.
Because even stuff that doesn't come out on Game Pass, people might think, well, I'll wait for it to come on Game Pass or PS Plus anyway. Similar to us with movies, where we're like, oh, I'm not going to go see that at the movies. I'll wait for it to come on one of the streaming platforms. So even if it doesn't come out day one, people might just wait for it anyway. So yeah, I do see what you mean. That has probably, for the positives, Game Pass has had on the game and like industry, is I think it's also had negatives as well. It depends how you want to look at it.
Yeah, but
I mean, initially for £8 a month,
yeah,
like if you want to get your kids something, just get them on Game Pass and get them an Xbox. There was loads of stuff to play, but like I said, it's like the flip side of the coin. There's negatives and positives in there.
Yeah, but what I don't understand is, I mean, I'm not very good with numbers, but I don't understand if they've got I think it's 30 million plus subscribers. Obviously, they're not all on the top tier, but that's a lot of money a month that they're bringing in. And obviously, they've got their outgoings with paying to have the games on the service, etc. But they've got to be making a lot of money a month just on subscriptions. They've got to be. If not, there's something massively wrong there.
I think they have, but they've also lost money in other areas, like people actually buying the games physically. I mean, I remember this one where, like, you want to know, like, if these executives or these rich people in suits that just do not listen. I saw a video once that was with WWE, Vince McMahon,
right,
where he's telling all these guys in a meeting, that's okay. People who watch Monday Night Raw do not watch Friday Night SmackDown. So they used to move the wrestlers from one show to the other every couple of years and just do the same matches and storylines. And he would tell them, that's okay. People who watch one don't watch the other. And they said to him, they're wrestling fans, they watch both. And he goes, no, they don't. And you can't argue with him.
Yeah.
The same way you can't argue with these executives. They, like a few of my mates at work, same as you guys, from when they done Game Pass, they literally told everyone, do not buy brand new games for 50, 60 quid on disc, just rent them on Game Pass. Yet for some reason, they assumed people were still going to buy them on disc and Game Pass was going to be on top. So they've kind of borrowed from Peter to pay Paul, and they've reversed the Call of Duty thing, haven't they?
Yeah.
That's why Call of Duty didn't sell and why Battlefield outsold it, because everyone just got it on Game Pass anyway. And I was like, well, what did you think they were going to do?
Yeah.
And then they put the price up to counter what they lost in sales.
Yeah.
Well, it's too late now, isn't it? It's too late. It's just these companies, they don't...
Well, I think it was a good experiment.
Don't live in the real world.
I think it was a good experiment, but to be honest, I think Call of Duty in general has been waning for quite a few years.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And I personally don't think it's going to sell very well anyway, because people have just had enough of it, you know?
I just expect...
Still sells millions of copies.
Yeah, but I just expect 80%... I mean, what does it sell? Maybe 15, 20 million copies a year.
That's a lot.
And you said 30 million people are on Game Pass.
Yeah.
So the people who were on Game Pass, those people would have bought a brand new copy of COD. Once they find out it's coming to their Game Pass
but I'm always told,
anyway,
Nick, that no one...
going to go out and buy it.
Yeah, but I'm always told that no one owns an Xbox and games don't sell on Xbox anyway. And everyone buys COD on PlayStation, so it shouldn't matter. So, you know, I don't know what to believe anymore, you know?
Well, it's the numbers, mate. They tell you stuff like that. Xbox has done okay. You know, they're never really going to... It's not like PlayStation has sold, like, 80 million PS5s and Xbox has sold 1 million Series X's.
I think
it's nowhere
the
near.
sales difference is very large, I believe, for PS5 and Series X.
But it's not on. It's not failure terms. It's still done really. I bet you Series X
I'm actually looking.
It's probably outsold the original Xbox.
I'm actually looking right now, so
it's hard to find the official numbers, but it's just what we think is a success and what we think is a failure. It's like when PS2 sold 150 million, and Xbox, the original Xbox, sold like 30 million, and well, it doesn't mean that's a failure, does it?
No. So this is quite interesting. The PS5 has sold 92 million units worldwide, whereas the Series X has sold 35 million.
Yeah, so it doesn't mean so. That's 35 million people that are buying games, but then it all depends. Also, it depends. Like, if you're going to buy a Series, is it Series X and S? Or
no,
just
it's
Series
X and S together.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though. Would you say if you buy an Xbox over a PlayStation, you're probably more of a hardcore gamer?
Yes.
I mean,
100% agree with that sentiment.
Are just casual gamers who just buy FIFA, COD, and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? So even though it's price per games, and it's hard to find out until after, if those 35 million people have got a Series X, if they're buying 10 games a year, and the people who buy PlayStation are only buying on average 2 games a year, Xbox are making more. I do think Xbox is actually making more per year profit than PlayStation. I think PlayStation's making about 32 billion and Xbox is making about 36 billion a year.
Yeah, but a lot of that's from Minecraft and Game Pass, isn't it?
Well, it's still making money.
Oh, yeah.
It's still making money. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So if they're making more money than PlayStation, having less than half the consoles out, they're doing better. They're getting more money out of their customer services. Yeah. So it doesn't, that's why I said to you, that the fact that PlayStation, like the Wii, it sold so many consoles, but it almost bankrupted Nintendo because nobody bought any fucking games for it. And the hardcore, I think there was a better attach rate of games for the Wii U, which was considered a failure because it only sold about 10, 11 million consoles. But there was about 4 or 5 games per console sold on that. So I think they actually made more money off games for the Wii U than they did the Wii.
Yeah, I know what
most people bought a Wii. With Wii Sports, they made 20 quid on the console and they never made no money off them at all.
Yeah.
So it's just numbers, mate. Yeah. These companies, they can push the numbers for however they want to make it look however they want, really.
So let's finish off with a couple of bits of news. The Wolverine trailer hit YouTube, and apparently it had over 10,000 comments under it about PlayStation discs, which made me chuckle when I saw that. Just wanted to chuck that in.
They're going to get hounded for a while.
Oh, big time. Of course they are.
Going to get hounded forever.
Yeah.
They must be looking forward to their Wolverine State of Play or whatever it is.
God.
You know what I mean, when that comes up.
They'll probably turn the chat off on that YouTube stream, I imagine.
Maybe.
And the last bit of news is Destiny 2 has reappeared in the top 5 most played games on Steam because of the final update.
One big hurrah, isn't it?
Yeah. Which is pretty mad. So I just wanted to chuck that out there. Oh, and the other bit of news that I didn't actually have written down is apparently the lead guy from Bungie has left this past week, sparking rumours that Marathon might be getting shut down in the next couple of months. That is the rumour on the street.
Does anyone notice if they shut it down?
Well, the 10 people playing it might shed a tear. But, yeah, that's all my news anyway. Is there anything I've missed that you guys wanted to talk about?
Probably, but I can't think of it at the moment.
It's getting quite late. It's 20-10. There's still 0-0 with Spain versus Argentina. Come on, Spain!
It's been pretty, not exactly a riveting game.
Oh, there's a little bit of news. I don't know if that's much games, but obviously we're getting a new Prime Minister this week. And one of the things he's doing, apparently, is getting rid of the digital ID and backtracking on some of the online stuff. And apparently, and that's hard to read into whether or not that actually happens. But apparently they're going to reverse some of like the online age verification and all the stuff they're trying to stop online.
It's probably because he's into dodgy porn, mate, and he doesn't know how to use a VPN.
Yeah, it could be. But yeah, that'd be nice.
Doesn't bother me, mate. I have a VPN on all the time. I've done for years. Cool. Right, on that note, been recording for just over 2 hours. I think it's time to call it the end of this week's awesome episode. I'd like to thank Nick and Dan for coming on and being awesome as always. Big thank you to those of you who stuck with us throughout on Twitch. You've got a lot more patience than most people, because I think most of you have left. So thank you very much. And obviously a big shout out to all the patrons and Discord boosters as well. You are all awesome. And give us the awesome audio quality that we have through the Discord on the recording, and obviously help the show carry on. So from all of us here, it's awesome as always. Thank you very much. We will see you next week. Goodbye.